Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome to this video on the Leo full moon, some of the astrology highlights for February, which is really a game-changing month where we can see momentum begin to build and get more of a sense of the energies we are creating in this year. So if you have found January to be off to like a slower start or where you're still bringing completion to certain things in your life, finalizing certain cycles, or maybe you are still in like that holiday mode, in February is where you can really begin to see things accelerated. Kicking off with the Leo full moon, leading us into the solar eclipse season later in the month, which also marks the beginning of the year of the fire horse. So moving from the wood snake, which is all about the shedding, the releasing, the letting go, to the fire horse, which is very much about momentum. And we'll take a closer look at that today as well. And then what I see to be one of the highlights of this year happening on February 20th with Saturn and Neptune meeting up at the creator degree, bringing in a whole new timeline, a whole new era. And wherever that is happening in your life, in your birth chart, so wherever it's falling in your birth chart, which will correspond with a certain area of your life, is where this new beginning is opening for you, where old karmic cycles have come to completion, certain soul agreements are ending, and it's a new chapter. So let me pull up the chart here and let's take a closer look at this energy. We'll begin with the Leo moon and then build out from there. So we have the moon at 13 degrees of Leo, opposing the sun directly opposite at 13 degrees of Aquarius. And the Leo energy is about courage and passion and playfulness and creative self-expression. And I find it is one of those signs in pop astrology, which is like wildly misunderstood and portrayed as like all about wanting the spotlight and the appraisal and the kind of look at me energy that is very extroverted, which isn't actually reflective of the sign of Leo. At the core, it is very much connected to the heart and our inner child. And if we think back to our childhood days, or if we look at children today, they're so good at creating for the sake of creating and just like being in love with the journey. They're not focused on a set end result. And that's what this Leo moon can invite us back to. Where have we become so result oriented that we have lost the joy in creation? Leo is very much about that joy and that passion. And then this energy is actually going to be very prominent this year, mid-year. We're going to have Jupiter moving into Leo as well. So this energy isn't just coming into play with this full moon, but we're going to revisit it end of June, coming into July, and really see that amplified. So wherever Leo is in your birth chart, whatever houses that it corresponds to, is an area that is going to be in the spotlight. One of the areas that are going to be in the spotlight this year. So if we look opposite this, we've got so many planets in Aquarius now. Pluto now at 3 degrees of Aquarius. So this, we've heard so much about Pluto at Aquarius because it really represents such a huge shift that we had last year. We were working with that energy, which is very much about power to the people and recognizing that as we own the power we hold to create change, we can have a whole new way of living on this planet. And Pluto is that death and rebirth energy. So it often begins the transit early on, is a crumbling of what is no longer meant to be part of the future vision, so the new can be built. And we're really in that phase now of looking at what can come with us into this new chapter, what systems have to crumble so something can be birthed that is actually very supportive to the collective, which is Aquarius energy. It goes beyond just our immediate circles and families, it's the global picture. And this is where we can see the Leo Aquarius axes and how these energies really play together. Leo teaches us to be in that like main character energy, to let ourselves shine, to recognize no one has our unique astrology, our unique DNA. Like we matter, how we show up matters. And we really have to ground into that to believe that we can make a difference. So, in order to really play in this Aquarius energy and see Pluto in Aquarius be actualized in its highest potential, we first have to realize that how we show up matters. What we do matters, what we say matters in order to really feel like we can be part of creating a new earth and a new consciousness on the planet, which so many people have already shifted into an elevated consciousness, and it's part of creating this change. So that's Pluto, and we're going to stabilize more in that energy this year. It moves slowly, like it's still at 3 degrees, but by the time a planet even reaches that 3 degree mark, we're in the energy. We're a little more embodied in the energy. So last year we were still just getting like a flavor of it, but now we're embodied in it. So we also have Mars here in Aquarius, which can really be about focusing on your bigger vision of what you want to create. And that's where energy will come from throughout February. Really, it's not just about what you want to do for yourself and your goals. Yes, that matters. That's Leo, that's important. But what's going to really give you energy to move forward is looking at the bigger implications of your actions, like really being pulled forward by a vision that is greater than you. That can provide a lot of energy and momentum right now. We also have Venus and Mercury conjunct, so they're very close together in Aquarius at the time of this full moon as well. And this really brings in relationships, the connections that we have with people in our life, really kind of exploring the nature of those connections, like the rooms that we are in, the conversations we are having, the groups we are involved in, the groups we are creating, and really examining if they feel aligned. And if they don't, there's a lot of releasing. And that's the bigger picture of this Leo full moon as we begin February. What do you want to release? What can come with you, especially with the stories you tell about your ability to create, about your ability to shine, and what that means for you? What does it mean for you to shine and take center stage in your life right now? That is a very individual thing, and only we know if we are holding back and we're not allowing our true, authentic expression to shine through. This is the year for that, our true, authentic expression. And it also is marking the very beginning of the shift to fire and air elements. So we have the moon here in fire sign. We have all these planets in Aquarius in the air sign. And we're really going to see this building throughout the year, especially as the nodes change signs as well from water and earth into fire and air. And that's part of speed and momentum that is really picking up this year. And again, really beginning in February. So the other major shift here is Neptune on the 26th. It moved into the sign of Aries. So if you can grab your birth chart and you know what house Aries rules in your chart, and this is huge because a 14-year cycle has ended. It was in Pisces for the past 14 years. And now that it's moved into Aries, Aries being the very beginning of the zodiac, this is already the shift into that new timeline, new era energy. And then Saturn is going to follow on the 14th into Aries. And then we're really going to feel like, okay, how do I want to show up in this new chapter of my life? What are the new beliefs I'm entertaining? What are the groups I am a part of? What communities am I building? I know a lot of people that find their way to my work, like you're leaders, you want to contribute on this planet. You want to build spaces where people feel seen and celebrated and know that they can make a difference, like very community focused energy that we're moving into, not just in 2026 but into 2027 and even forward as well. It's kind of like a new standard for what it means to exist in community. So Neptune and Saturn some important dates to track here would definitely be, firstly, let's back up a little bit. Firstly, the 17th is going to be the solar eclipse and marking the beginning of the Lunar New Year. So that is a great time for intention setting and really just feeling like you're ready to go. You're ready to go. The fire horse energy, it moves quickly. And moving quickly does not mean that your nervous system has to be in this dysregulated state at all. I hosted a free event this past week called the Akashic Advantage. And one of the questions that came in was around this idea of how do we stay really regulated and calm when I keep hearing the energies this year are fast paced and there's lots that I want to do and create. And the thing is, it's all about regulating our nervous system and grounding our body. Things can move quickly, and that doesn't need to equate with we are exhausted or we are burnt out. That's just like a mindset reframe of I can accomplish and create a lot, and that doesn't mean I'm not resting, that I'm not caring for my body. If anything, it's a year to get really clear around what is draining your energy versus what replenishes you, and just having that awareness around what you're committing to, what you're saying yes to, equally important, what you are saying no to. So we'll talk more about that in the new moon video in Aquarius, but just a date to keep in mind. And then a few days later on the 20th is when we're going to see Neptune and Saturn exact by degree and minute. They're going to be exact by degree and minute on the 20th. And that really is at the creator degree, marking this new beginning, new timeline energy, wherever this is in your chart. So just look at Aries symbol, what house does it correspond to, especially like early degree, right? Early degree placement. Where is it? What area of your life are you getting this reset in? You're going to feel that anyway, intuitively, but astrology is so good for helping you like put those puzzle pieces together and understand it more fully. And this is that energy of being confident again in who we are. This is a theme this year, that confidence and that knowingness that what we do, how we show up matters. We're not just reacting to these global changes, we are part of the collective and really being in our power. This can also be a lot of changes, even in entrepreneurship with Saturn and Aries at those early degrees. And this is huge for so many content creators or even healers and light workers, or we're sharing our work online. Like it's changing. How we're called to show up is changing. What's going to work is shifting in this energy. And it's new territory for all of us. Like the last time Neptune was in Aries was in the 1800s. None of us on the planet have seen this before. And that just combined with the other shifts we're going to experience this year, like April, Uranus moving into Gemini, there's just so much new energy that is new for the planet. So new strategies are going to be required from the business sense and career path as well. For many of you, it may even be changes where in your business you're called to offer new programs, new offerings, perhaps a rebrand. Like it's just think like fresh energy, because you are likely feeling like a whole new person because you are. We've just completed so many cycles and we really feel that come to a head throughout February. So coming back to this Leo full moon, I would really look at what isn't coming with you into this new chapter, where you're not stepping into that main character energy, and through it all, how you can step into more of that joy and that play energy. Like that's going to be key here. Yes, moving forward, like what's going to propel us right now is a bigger mission, but also we want to have fun along the way. And that's the balance of the Leo Aquarius axes as well, is we're driven forward by wanting to create impact, wanting to be influential, wanting more unity and abundance on this planet for all of us. And Leo says, let's have fun in the process. Let's not forget to laugh. Let's not forget to play. We can be moving and working, and things can be accelerated, and we can be like loving that energy, not burnt out, not exhausted, but enjoying it, like really stepping into the passion that is available. So those are the energies surrounding this Leo full moon. I would love to hear from you below. What are you releasing? What are you letting go of in this full moon energy? And what are you celebrating? Full moons are also amplifiers. So take time to reflect on what am I happy with so far this year. I know we always joke that January is the longest month. I think January for me always feels like a full month in the best of ways. I enjoy January. But I totally get for many, it's like February and the Lunar New Year where that energy's turned up even more. And I also want to invite you to something special that I'm doing to kick off February. It's called Source, a lived experiment in moving from spirit. So basically, being spirit led and living from that space and watching reality bend when we are fully in our power, when we are connected to our spirit team, embodied in our higher self. So there's going to be 8 days of audios dropping right into your inbox where you access your records, you learn how to ask the right questions in that space that can move you forward toward your goals and your intentions and just help you step into your full creative power, really setting the ego aside and like watching what happens when you open back up to the magic of life, when you embrace miracles again. So I am going to share the link below if you would like to join me for those 8 days together. It's just perfect timing with the energy this month, and it can really set the stage for how you create, how you move, how you experience the year ahead. All right. So much love to you all. Enjoy this fun Leo energy, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.